New Zealand's Prime Minister Christopher Luxon is promising the country's economy has turned a corner and crime is on the decline as he begins the political year with a State of the Nation, setting out his priorities in a key election year. Let's go live to our correspondent, Bridie Whitten, who joins us live in Wellington. Bridie, what were the key policy signals today and how much of this aimed at voters in this election year?
Well, Kieran, Prime Minister Christopher Luxon's State of the Nation address really marks the start of the 2026 political and election year. Now, he spent the first part of his speech going over the government's economic record, and that included moving through and out of the 2023-2024 recession. Now, he said the government was able to do so because it avoided what he described as sugar rush economics.
There were calls for a big fiscal stimulus and for us to open up the immigration gates and therefore pump up house prices. But as I spoke about it last year, we can't risk repeating the sugar rush economics of the past.
So Luxon was speaking to about 700 of the party faithful there, and he was keen to also point out how the government had saved a lot of money through its spending cuts regime, and he said that equated to about $11 billion each year, which translated to about $5,000 per Kiwi household. And while he didn't name any opposition parties specifically, he was clear that anyone that wants to increase government spending is economically irresponsible.
Any party that wants to ramp up spending is being economically irresponsible, because the only way to spend more money is actually to borrow it or to raise more taxes. And borrowing would lift our debt to dangerous levels.
So there were no new policy announcements today. Instead, the Prime Minister spoke about reforms already announced or underway, and that includes in education, where the government is changing the way that young people are tested and gain their qualifications, changes to superannuation, the KiwiSaver scheme. The government plans to boost the contributions employers and employees are making. It's currently at about 3 to 4% and plans to boost that to 6% each over time to match that of Australia's. There's also major reforms to environmental planning, and that's intended to boost the amount of building work that's currently underway. Now, the Prime Minister is yet to call the date for the 2026 general election, but Kieran, we can be sure from here, Kiwi voters will be weighing up the government's record as they head to the polls late this year.
Indeed, they will be, Bridie. Thank you. We will stay in touch. A big year.